Hello there, I'm Father Bob O'Brien, the pastor of St. Gregory the Great Parish in Oshawa. And as we continue to endure being away from Mass and a whole lot of other things, I thought I would make some remarks that might help your prayer at home and also prepare us for the time when we're going to be coming back to celebrate the Eucharist again. Quite a few of us are probably familiar with taking a little bit of time during the week perhaps to look at the readings of Sunday. The first reading, the Psalm, the second reading, and the Gospel. And you may already know a little something about how they're arranged and have some familiarity with praying a little bit with those scriptures. The part of the Mass probably which we think of as being so central is also the one probably which we really feel in one way we know the least about. And yet these words, which we in essence pray together, even though the priest is saying the words and has a very special role in the liturgy, the words of the Eucharistic prayer can be wonderful material for our own praying, and we can come to a much deeper appreciation of the gift of the Eucharist, which I think is a wonderful thing. So I'm going to make a series of small videos. I don't want these to be very long. I want them to be short enough that you can look at them, think about them, and then perhaps do a little bit of application. And then I'll look at different aspects. The first thing I wanted to say about the Eucharistic prayers is, like some other prayers in the Mass, you may notice that the sentences are very long, because of course the language of the Catholic Mass originally was in the Latin language, a language not structured in the same way that the English language is. So sometimes sentences are long, and occasionally we'll read words and they seem to be in odd places in the sentence. And rather than do some long lesson on grammar or think that we have to be experts in grammar, I think the first thing to understand is that these words are filled not only with content, but with human engagement. So when we're engaged about something, when we're excited about it, when we think that it's really important, you know, we're not neutral. We underline certain things, we become excited about certain things, and we want to communicate the very heart of what it is that we're experiencing, feeling, or wishing to share. And that's just normal. That's a normal part of language. These features are in the liturgy many, many times. But because the Latin language is a bit different than ours, sometimes we lose the emotional impact of what's being said. And that impact is meant to be there so that we make that prayer our own. So I'm going to we're going to do a number of little videos, and I'm going to look at different aspects of these words and different parts of the Eucharistic prayer that might be helpful to you, for you to pray. So that I think the very first thing you might think about doing is selecting perhaps one of the normal Eucharistic prayers to just kind of look at. And certainly we all focus on the words that Jesus says at the Last Supper, but you might look at some of those other sentences and see if in there are sentiments, desires, wishes, and prayers that really are your own, that are already part of your praying every day.